Why the NHS is so bad and you can't save it. Part 2. Hippie Bullshit. Every time I see a clip of some crazy abusive idiot under the care of any service and look at the comments, I always see people making excuses for the patient about how bad they have it, how they must be in crisis, and how it should be handled better. Somehow. And when an overworked and underpaid nurse, paramedic, or policeman finally, after 35 minutes of constant screaming, abuse, and threats, tells them to shut the fuck up, suddenly all the attention is diverted to how can they be so unprofessional, uncaring, mean, and how they escalated the situation. After all, maybe if they took an extra 20 minutes of abuse and their palms were open enough, then maybe the patient would just calm down on their own. You get the idea. I'm talking about those people who seem to believe in this hippie bullshit, that every call is genuine. Everyone needs help. No one calls with BS. No one fakes or exaggerates pain. And no one calls to seek attention. It's like they can't comprehend that maybe, just maybe, this is not a mental health crisis and the patient is just a cunt and only behaves this way because they know they can get away with it. I always thought you should grow out of this thinking somewhere around realizing Santa isn't real, but clearly, I was too optimistic. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Do you really think that time wasters and general bullshitters do not exist, or that the healthcare is for some reason exempt or immune to them? The truth is that some people need care and attention, and some, in the context of an ambulance service most, don't. In fact, for some, telling them to fuck off and stop wasting everyone's time would be probably the first step to actually making them better. By giving in, we enable them and make them worse. After all, from their perspective, it works. Healthcare, as well as all government agencies, is a perfect environment for all kinds of bullshitters. The NHS is completely defenseless against them. It wouldn't be so harmful if it was just naive people rambling on the internet. Unfortunately, this thinking penetrates the minds of administrators, managers, educators, and journalists. It is mainstream now. All of them have one interesting thing in common. They don't have to deal with these people themselves. How convenient, right? If you call someone on their bullshit and they complain, or a compassionate bystander films it and puts it on TikTok, you will get publicly lynched and very likely be in trouble, both as a person and the whole organization. Then, whoever is investigating will always ask, why didn't you just give in and do what they wanted? It is much easier for the managers if the frontline staff just shuts up and eats the shit sandwich. That way, they don't have to listen to someone's complaint, investigate, get a statement, manage bad PR, and then make some sort of appearance of doing something about it to the outside world. This makes everyone so scared of a complaint, investigation, litigation, compensation seeking, or even a bad headline, that from the organization's perspective, it is just easier to waste an ambulance, give them a bed, do more tests, or refer them somewhere, just to shut them up and make them someone else's problem. And then we wonder why the burnout rate is so high, and why waiting times are so long. The most harm comes from something I can't comprehend. So many people don't seem to understand. The fact that every time an ambulance, appointment, admission, referral, or hospital bed is given away to a time waster, just in case someone gets mad, means everyone else has to wait. But hippies don't seem to care as much about everyone else in the queue for some reason. If you are one of those hippie bullshit people, I want you to know that I don't think you are as nice as you think you are. It is very easy to be generous with other people's time and effort. If you think that you can just make someone care by showing them enough PowerPoint slides or enough e-learning, and somehow it is going to outweigh their everyday experience, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's see how many times I can call you a cunt before you will lose your patience. And if you do, you will be in trouble, not me, because I have mental health problems. Paradoxically, in some ways, I don't mind the bullshitters that much. They exist in every society and they always will. They used to be annoying but manageable. We just told them to fuck off, and by doing so, we had more time to care for the people in need. Now we can't. Partly because of supposedly normal people pretending to be compassionate, rushing to make excuses for horrible behavior without knowing anything about the situation, and putting pressure on already overstretched services, just to make themselves look and feel good. I rewrote this script 7 times and still don't know if it carried my point across. Let me know in the comments.